am Arjun Cunyado and we will discussing its function and power and operation of the principal organ of the United Nations, that each principal organ must be discussed by my groups. We are focusing on the United Nations in the topic that peace, dignity, and equality on a healthy planet. That the main bodies of the United Nations are the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, the Trusteeship Council, the International Court of Justice, and the United Nations Secretariat. All of that are established under the United Nations Charter when the organization was founded in 1945. And the following that I have said will discuss by my group. Thank you, ma'am.
Good day. I am Maria Ako. Then the topic that I will discuss today is all about General Assembly. So from the word general, whole. So I have some important words that I will read as I research it on Google. It's all about General Assembly. The General Assembly is the main deliberative policy making and representative organ of the UN. All 192 member states of the UN are representative in the General Assembly, making it only the UN body with universal representation. Each year, in September, the full UN membership meets in the General Assembly Hall in New York for the annual General Assembly session and general debate, which may heads of state attend and address. Decisions on important questions, such as those on peace and security, admission of new members, and budgetary matters, required a two-thirds majority of General Assembly. Each year, elects a GA president to serve a one-year term of office. So, in short, General Assembly can teach us different tech skills with some of the best instructors. General Assembly offers many courses in general prices. So, the purpose or the function of General Assembly is to discuss, debate, and make recommendations on subjects pertaining to the international peace and security, including development, disarmament, human rights, international law, and the peaceful arbitration of disputes. So, if we will talk about General Assembly, it talks about the whole. The whole. So, general talks about publicity. Example, we have meeting. No? So, if the people, is attending the General Assembly, we should prepare many questions, and we should raise our hands so that our questions will be answered with the person who's asking for it. So, kita as of now, samot na karon, we need the solution, or we need the answers of all the questions na naa sa atong mind, nag-blank sa atong mind. So, if it talks about General Assembly, so kung may natong General Assembly, dapat atong questions is connected sa unsay gimitingan, no? Dili kay atong questions is out of nowhere, especially if it's about debate, no? Dili gyud na malikayan nga ay mga debate nga kahitabo, especially if the rights of human, no? We have rights to do whatever we want, especially in the things that kailangan gyud nato or gusto gyud nato pero daghan ang mupugong, no? And kita as human, we need peaceful life, peaceful. So kita, if gusto ta na ang mga butang, we need to questions it, or we need to kanang question it to someone na para ma-answer nila akong question para dili na ta mag-doubt, dili na ta sige guna-una akong naunsa ba answer ani, we need to kuan kailangan na tong answer so that atong mind is na peaceful, no? Because kita atong gikinahanglan is just peaceful. We don't need anything, no? Peacefulness of our surroundings in our society. So, if kung ahan nga butang mas kuan, we should support kung sa maayo. Because general, dili ra biya pud kita ang kuan, gakalisuran biya pud, especially our president in handling our country. So, as for me, we should just cooperate kung unsa man ganay mga general meetings nga gina atong gakakuan, gaka-attendan, should support or have we should throw questions if ever nga kung okay na sa ato nga mag-throw ta og questions. That's all. Thank you.
Security Council. The Security Council has primary responsibility under the UN Charter. For the maintenance of international peace and security, it has 15 members, 5 permanent and 10 non-permanent members. Each member has one vote under the Charter. All members states obligated to comply with Council decision. The Security Council takes the lead in determining the existence of a threat of the peace or act of aggression. It call upon to practice to settle it by peaceful means and recommend method of adjustment or terms or settlement. In some cases, the Security Council can result to impose sanction or events authorize the use of force to maintain or restore international peace and security. The Security Council has presidency which rotate and change every month. In my report, I explained that it is a unique and responsible and decision-making power. Security Council is important on holding the military system to promote international peace and security. A peaceful and secure environment is critical to every society since it affects all aspects and economic and social development in our country.
Economic and Social Council. It is the principal body for coordination, policy review, policy dialogue, and recommendation sa economic, social, and environmental issues nga kapanghitabo sa economy. And then, as well as ga-implement ni siya og international agreed development goals. Tapos, na-form ni siya nga June 26, 1945. Economic and Social Council, it serves as a central mechanism for activities for the UN system. So, kakuan po ni siya mga specialized agencies nga gakuan sa economic, social, and environmental fields.
The next topic is all about Trusteeship Council. The Trusteeship Council was established in 1945 by the UN Charter under Chapter 13 to provide international subdivision for 11 trust territories that had been placed under the administration of 7 member states, and ensure that adequate steps were taken to prepare the territories for self-government and independence. By 1994, all trust territories had attained self-government or independence. The Trusteeship Council suspended operation on November 1, 1994 by the resolution adopted on May 25, 1994. The Council amended its rules of procedure to drop the obligation to meet annually and agreed to meet as occasion required. By its decision, or the decision of its president, or at the request of the majority of its members, or the General Assembly, or the Security Council. To be good counselor, you must possess the following qualities. First, patience. You need to be very patient. Good listening. You need to be a good listener. Observant, warm, knowledgeable, having empathy with the patient or client. Maintaining good relationship with the patient, confidentiality. That's all for the Trusteeship Council.
International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice is the principal judicial organ of the United Nations. It is set at the Peace Palace in The Hague, Netherlands. It is the only one of the United Nations not located in New York. The court's role is to settle, in accordance with international law, legal disputes submitted to by states and to give advisory opinions on legal questions referred to it by authorized United Nations organ and specialized agencies. The International Court of Justice functions in accordance with its statute. Ang tungkulin ng hukuman ay ang pag-aariglo alinsunod sa international na mga legal na pagtatalo ng inisinumite dito ng mga estado at upang magbigay ng mga kuro-kuro at naging payo tungkol sa mga legal na mga katanungan na tinutukoy ng mga otorisadong organo ng United Nations. Statute. Ang statute po ay isang batas na dapat tuparin ng isang bansa.
Secretariat. The Secretariat of officials or office entrusted with administrative duties, maintaining records, and overseeing or performing secretarial duties, especially for an international organization, the Secretariat of the United Nations. Secretariat comprises the Secretary General and tens of thousands of international UN staff, members who carry out the day-to-day work of the UN as mandated by the General Assembly and the organization's other principal bodies. The Secretariat personnel, in effect, constitute an international civil service. Among them are translators, clerks, technicians, administrators, project directors, and negotiators. The Secretary General is elected by the General Assembly on the recommendation of the Security Council for the renewable 5-year term. The Secretary General is Chief Administrative Officer of the organization, appointed by the General Assembly on the recommendation of the Security Council for 5 years, renewable term. The Secretary General is also a symbol of organization ideals and an advocate for all the world's peoples, especially the poor and vulnerable. UN staff members are recruited internationally and locally and work in duty stations and on peacekeeping mission all around the world, but serving the cause of peace in a violent world is a dangerous occupation. Since the founding of the United Nations, hundreds of brave men and women have given their life in its service.
General Assembly, 75th Sessions, Schedule of Plenary and Related Meetings. Agenda of the 75th Session. Security Council, Program of Work Daily, Provisional Program of Work Monthly, Economic and Social Council, Calendar of Meeting and Events, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice, Latest Judgments, Advisory Opinion and Orders, Secretariat, United Nations Secretary General, Main Bodies, General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice, Secretariat, Department Officer, New York, Geneva, Nairobi, Vienna, UN System Directory, UN System Chart, Global Leadership, UN Information Centers, Resources Services, Emergency Information, Reporting Wrongdoing, UN Journal, Documents, Guidelines for Gender Exclusive Language, Databases, Library, UN Library, UN Yearbook, Bookshop, Publications for Sale, Maps, Media Accreditation, NGO Accreditation and at ECO SOC, NGO Accreditation at DGC, Visitor Services, Exhibits, Procurement, Employment, Internship, Model UN, Academic Impact, UN Archives, UN Audiovisual Library, How to Donate to the UN System, Information and COVID-19 or Coronavirus, Africa Renewal, UN Action, Key Documents, UN Charters, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Convention and the Right of the Child, Status of the International Court of Justice, Issues Campaign, Global Issues, Observances, Sustainable Development Goals, Climate Change, UN and Sustainability, Action and Peacekeeping, Global Case Fire, Secretary General's Call to Action for Human Rights, Democracy, Rule of Law, Refugees and Migrants, Action to Counter Terrorism, Victim of Terrorism, Children and Armed Conflict, Violence against Children, Sexual Violence in Conflict, Violence against Women and Girls, Spotlight Initiative, Preventing Sexual Exploitation and Abuse, Prevention and Genocide and the Responsibility to Protect, the Rada Genocide, the Holocaust, the Question of Palestine, Messengers of Peace, Transatlantic Slave Trade, Decolonization, Secretary General Road Up for Digital Cooperation, Women Rights for All, Disability Exclusion Strategy, Secretary General Data Strategy, Digital Financial Task Force.
Thank you for watching our video. Hope that the video that we presented is clear and loud and understandable. And we are very lucky because we are given that kind of topic, and although it is quite challenging for us, but we accept it and we deliver it, discuss it clearly, and hope to the people who will watch our video, hope that you will understand. And we are very happy to present that video, and hope also you. And thank you for giving that topic to us. It helps us to understand and to learn more about the topic. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you.